no, I went to start then and it got paused. I didn't even get to say hello. Hi, Michelle here. Guess what? Day 12. That means 2 days to go after today. So, have you done anything? I see Frankie's managed to put up an image and she confessed she thinks that she cheated a little bit by just using, in Canva, they come up with templates for you and you just throw a bit of your own text in. And she did that. But guess what? It's not cheating. It's fine. There's not a problem at all. So you could do that. So you wouldn't even have to go over to Fiverr and find somebody and then tell them what you want and then get a package of images back. You could just go over to Canva and just use what's already there. There's a crazy idea. Don't even have to change the images if you don't want to. You can leave the image. If it kind of suits what you're trying to do, then use the image and just chuck in the text from some text from your document, from your blog post. It's easy. Well, at least nowhere near as time consuming. This is madness. I'm wondering if this challenge I should have postponed the December one. But in saying that, it is important, as I've been saying all along, that just because it's December doesn't mean you shouldn't push through. Your business it's a really important part of your life, To be a successful business person, you have to treat your business as if it's like your job. And I guess it is like your job. It's going to provide you with the income to buy food and have accommodation and transport and all of the things, shelter, all of the things that we want in our lives as a rule, and it's many of them that we need. We need to have money to do it, and we all decided that a business is how we're going to do that. That's why you're here, and an online business in particular. So, it's the times like this when you really have to work out, what our priorities are. So trying to get a little bit of stuff done. I feel like every day now I'm kind of ranting at you and giving you a little bit of a, trying to give you some motivation to make December not a month all about all the things you didn't get done in your business, but a month where you're able to push through and get the things you needed to do. I don't think you necessarily need to be as crazy mad as some people are. When it comes to December, they try and do everything at once in their business because it is that run down to the end of the year and they want to make this year, 2016, finish it off with a bang and make it a great year. But I still think it's important that you keep doing things, and you probably are, continuing to tick over stuff in your business so that your business, you keep your finger in the pie, so to speak. It's ticking over. And you start to make some good money from it, because that's ultimately the goal, so that it supports you. Whatever it is you sell, that it actually supports your lifestyle. So anyway, with that little rant over with, I would love to see some more images. I'd just love to. So I'd also like some feedback on mine. So if you see them in the group, that would be awesome. I've loaded mine up into Buffer, and I've done it for just now. So I just set it up so they would not go in the normal schedule queue. But I've also scheduled them, I think, a month ahead. So you'll probably see them, well, no, actually not even a whole month, about 2 weeks. So you'll see them at the end of December. I put them between between Christmas and New Year's, so that they sort of fall in that 28, 29, 9th of January time. So do expect to see them come by again. But I didn't just put them in our group, obviously. I put them over on my couple of pages and in my Twitter and in LinkedIn and I think Google Plus. So they'll be sprinkled around the place. And I promise you, when we have a look at my traffic, if we do that in the next challenge, perhaps, if someone reminds me, there'll be a little spike. I'll get may not get loads, but I will get a spike of people coming to have a look. And it won't be because I've done lots and lots of things. As I said, I just put them up, and that took me about 5 minutes in Buffer, and then I went away. So maybe if I did something like put them up twice a month at the beginning and the end of the month, or like every 2 weeks, or if I put them up once a month or whatever, because it's evergreen content, I could be sharing that on a regular basis, or I could be sprinkling it with other posts that I've done, which is evergreen content, and make sure that something of mine goes out at least 3 or 4 times a week that is just mine. So the things that I share are often from other people, really useful things, But right now I can be starting to set up a program where, because I've already got, a few blog posts in my bank, so to speak, I could be, recycling them through. And because they're mostly evergreen, that would work a treat. Anyway, that's something for you to think about. I was looking at what some of the things that are in the resource centre. So there's lots of training there on how to do the creating, but there's also a little bit of advanced training on automation. And although I don't go into the full details, that is something I'm thinking about putting into a membership site of some sort related to what we're doing here. I just have to decide if there's going to be enough call for it or not, because it'll be a lot of work to set it up. And if, people aren't really that interested, then I don't need to do the work, basically. And that's sort of what I want to like you to understand with your business as well, is that before you actually go and commit a lot of your time and your energy into creating, if it's a whole membership site or a website or a whole product or a whole service, that you actually find out if people are prepared to pay for it first, especially if that's what you're talking about, a paid program. Because otherwise you'll end up wasting a lot of time and money, possibly, and not getting the return for it. So it's much better to understand that there is a need for something before you actually do it. And if you can get a commitment for people first before you even start, that's even better. And maybe I can go into that some other time. There are a couple of techniques you can use where you can get people to pay you before you even start creating the product. And maybe that's what I'll do with this. I'm not sure yet, because that would help you in the long run as an example of how you could, get paid to create, if you like. All right, what else? There's no questions either for me to answer, I assume, like me, and it is getting very crazy here, I have to tell you. This last 3 days, the last 3 days of this challenge are going to be quite manic with, as I said yesterday, end of school things for the kids and the Christmas things, and we're actually leaving, going away for 2 weeks as well. So there's all that getting organised, so it's all just madly wrapping presents and trying to get organised and, getting animals sorted out. It's just it's all very mundane, everyday things, but they do really influence what we're doing in our work. It's much harder for us to just concentrate on what we need to do in our work. And so if you're going through that now, I can empathise. I'm also going through that, but you just have to find a way to push through and to be able to get stuff done. Again, I'm carrying on about it. I hope you don't mind. It's just, it probably even just talking to myself as well when I say that, because, if it wasn't for this call, then maybe, and for this challenge, I probably wouldn't have created a blog post this month. But because the challenge is here and I get up every morning and I come and talk to you, then that makes me, it makes me do stuff. And because I know that you're there and I say that I'm going to do something, then I have to do it. So, maybe you all need to run a challenge. Then it'll get you to do stuff. All right, now, I know I probably should get you all, I should send you an email and get you to commit to be involved in January, shouldn't I? To see, the new year and all of that kind of stuff, and become really productive and get 2017, really humming. I should do that. But anyway, I'll have to think about that during my holidays. What else? I think that's probably it for today. I just would really like you to at least go create an image or something. That would be really cool, because it would, put it in a Facebook group, and might take you 20 minutes. And in the Facebook group, it would look really pretty because it'd be full of images and everybody doing stuff, which would be awesome. All right, I'm going to go because I've got another meeting on, which is why we're an hour early this morning. And I've got to have my breakfast first. I've got about 15 minutes to have my breakfast before my next meeting's on. So take care. I do love you very much. Don't feel like I'm telling you off, but I am trying to give you a little bit of a kick. So just do something. Just, you've got 3 days. If you're in America, you've probably got a little bit more, or in the northern hemisphere and over to that side, probably got a little bit more time, maybe an extra 15 hours or so. So closer to 4 days, maybe 3.5. Anyway, just create a couple of images. Frankie managed to, and she's obviously having a very busy time of it as well. So, all right. Take care. I will see you here tomorrow. It'd be lovely to see a few of you live again. I seem to be missing you. I am moving it around a bit, so maybe it's the timing, not getting the timing quite right. And as I said, you're all manically busy. So that might be it too. All right. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Questions into the group, and of course you can feel free to share it with anyone you like. If they've got a blog post, they want to create a couple of images, we're more than welcome. They're more than welcome to come along and enjoy the training and throw up a couple of images. All right, take care. Ciao.